Good evening. This is David Lynn, and you are watching Coffee Talk, number 365 live stream. It is Monday, 7 p.m., the 30th of December, and I appreciate you for coming, and please leave a like. It will help support me and the channel. I am drinking some really good Folgers coffee. A pod with some French vanilla creamer from my Keurig. Life is good with coffee. Lady Dark Gaming, how are you doing? Thank you for coming. I tell you, I used to love, when I was younger, I used to love a lot of the post-apocalypse type animation and some of these B movies that they would do back in the days, and some of the series that they have now, like the Vault, about the Vault, and I can't even think of some of the names of some stuff that I used to watch. Utah Mike. Hey, I understand. Organizing the closet. I'm organizing the crap in the back. I did get a box out today to Little Lone Prepper. It was a follow-up box, and it was full of modular extras type stuff, that what they call MOREs, modular operational ration enhancements. Please, if you would like to support the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. So funny, I've been delaying just about everything. I've been sleeping a lot, resting a lot, haven't been doing a lot, doing some YouTube, and I'm not looking forward to go back to work, but we're going back to work, you know. Idaho Garden Girl, like number 2, thank you. But as I was saying, I finally got that box done, and I got it mailed off today. I had to go on the other side of town, and I had to pick up the suit that I had put in the cleaners that I'd worn for the wedding last weekend, the weekend before, the one we just had. And so I was over on the other side of town, and when I got through, I stopped at the post office and I mailed off the box. And it's supposed to be 3 to 4 days, and here it is Monday afternoon, and they said expect it Saturday. So, and it's going to South Carolina, which is over on the right coast, right close to the right coast, you know. And that's a good 5 days. So, but they said expect an extra day the way the holidays are. So I guess, you know. So Little Lone Prepper's got a box coming to her, and then I had nice communications with Devil Dog Prepper, who is a Marine They say once a Marine, always a Marine, but he served his country in the Marines. Fixing dinner sounds good. I'm having Folgers coffee, French vanilla creamer, a pod. I have to remind my right arm to send me a text message what I need to bring as far as restocking. If she remembers basically what we need right now, and I need to acquire a quantity of it. Yeah, I uploaded 3 shorts. They're 15 to 20 seconds long. They're very short shorts. And they're scenic footage from the wedding. Exterior footage that I shot, panoramic, showing the outside setting. There's other stuff that I want to upload, but I wanted to let them get some views. And, you know, we're talking 3 views, 4 views. The first one that I uploaded has 6 views, and we're talking like half a day. And I tried to put good instrumental music to it. One of them is of a beautiful water fountain, and I just have it's just the noise of the water flowing in the water fountain. About 15 seconds, beautiful water fountain. And no views. So if you're not getting notifications, or if you haven't, you know, if you got the time, go check out those little shorts and please leave a like on them. They're nice. You know, I'm beautiful. I will say this, the venue for the wedding was gorgeous. Hello, Bud Files. Oh, and then was finding out, you know, some of the cost of what things cost for the it tempts me to go back into photography, because I used to do event photography back in the day, and at that time it was film. So you'd either use the 35 millimeter, or if you were doing portraits, you'd use a 2 1/4, and I had both. And for what they make, I'm tempted to go back into it. So the box that I sent Little Prepper, I did a video of it. It's about 9 minutes long. I also did a short. The short is really the first minute, which basically talks about a little bit about it, but doesn't show what was in it. And then, you know, the 9-minute video where the whole enchilada, 23 views. 23 views. I'm very, you know, it's like, golly geez. You know, it's like, it's killing me. Killing me. Man. Good Lord. So, I'm going to be doing a couple of more boxes. I finally got contact information for Devil Dog Prepper, who He had a brain tumor surgery wrapped around his optic nerve. Horrible situation, horrible situation. And he's still recovering from it. And that was like months and months and months ago. And I would keep him in your prayers. Horrible. Melinda Elliott. Hello, Melinda. And pre-retirement days. Hello, pre-retirement days. Good till the last drop. Coffee. So he's going to be getting one, and then and it'll be an initial box, so he'll get some of the preferred sauces and such with his box. I hope everybody's having a good week. A lot of people are back at work. My daughter goes back to work tomorrow. She took an extra day off today, wanting to get organized and everything. Now that they're newlyweds and he's living with her now, he had to go to work today. And I told him, take care of your business. Take care of your business. Taking off my watch. Got to take care of your bread and butter. So, new year, new insurance cards, new all sorts of new stuff. Got to remember to I tape stuff up, in front of me. I my new TRS retirement insurance card. Everything's new. Oh, man. Just one more day and I'll pull that thing out. Is something the matter? Oh, I'm sitting at 1,700. Listen to me now. We're not talking 1,800. We're talking 1,796. I went down to 1,795. I have lost 36. Over a period of 10 days, I lost about 36 subscribers. And that really bothered me. And then I've had people telling me, well, it could be that the algorithm is deleting accounts that are inactive. They haven't been, viewing your any of your stuff, and could be they're just deleting. Well, I haven't heard from anybody else that they're being massively deleted. And to me, that's a big deletion. So, yeah, that bothers me. It bothers me a little when I see other channels, and I can't say how much effort they're putting into it, but other channels that I used to be bigger than are now twice my size, as far as number of subscribers, or more than that, you know, that bothers me a little bit, So, but don't be prideful, and don't be envious, and don't begrudge people what they have. I try to do that, but it bothers me. I'm human, and I wish everybody well, but that bothers me. I look at the news. And I understand things that are being done, or things that need to be done. Trump isn't in office yet. He hasn't taken office yet, but he's starting to line up things that he wants to do, that need to be done. And a lot of people are just very hateful, and they don't want to give the man a chance. I mean, orange man bad, and that's all. That's their mindset. Orange man is bad. They can't give him credit for anything that he accomplished in his last administration, or that he wants to do this time. Hello, Little Lone Prepper. And when I was a boy, I flash back occasionally to things when I was a boy. I always worried about World War III. Some idiot someplace starting a war that I would have to go fight, or you get one of these mutual strikes against us. Yeah, we'll strike them, but they'll strike us, and everybody goes to crap. The stupidity stuff. I worry about stuff like that. I worry about stupid people being in positions to be able to really cause trouble. I worry about that. And Little Lone Prepper, I sent you a couple of text messages. I text you a tracking number, and you should be looking for your box to come Saturday. I got it out today, and they say with the holidays the way they are, it's going to take a little bit longer to get it to you, but you should get your box Saturday. I did upload a video, which right before the live stream had 23 views. Hopefully I'll get quite a few more, showing what's in the box. And then I also upload a short, which is basically the first minute of the video, talking about what I did. And hopefully that will help me with the algorithm. Uncle Al suggested, we'll do a video of the box, and then do a short of the box, and get both of them loaded. And I did that, and he said, well, I'm proud of you. Pray for Uncle Al. He's having some health issues. He had surgery. And he's a good man. Old school. Very, very wise. They say wisdom tends to come with age. I believe that's true. Wisdom does come with age, hopefully, to most everybody. I'm also an advocate to say you can't solve stupid. You can't. If somebody's stupid, they're going to probably stay stupid. So you can't really do that. But when it comes to wisdom, that's something that you tend to gain with experience and observation and learning. It won't be hard to find. If you have to find it, it won't be hard to find. Just go to my channel and go to videos, and the last one I posted. The next one I post will probably be a box for Devil Dog Prepper, and then I'll be doing another box that I need to get. I'm, looking at people I want to get boxes to, and these are first boxes. Buying space. I had some communications with her, and she's got a good channel. She's got about 1.2K subscribers. She does a lot of prayer, scripture study. She does little letter openings and little unboxings and various things. Very, very positive lady. Very, very sweet. God bless her. So that's the next 2 boxes I'll be getting out. And I have the components. I just need to put them together. I might be able to get one more of them put together before I go back to work. I procrastinate a lot. I sleep a lot. I rest a lot. I've been stayed up late. Weird hours. Sleeping. Not sleeping real late, but then I'll get up early and eat a taco and drink some coffee, and then I'll take a nap, type thing. And I don't know. It's my way of giving back. I used to donate money to organizations, and then you hear so much about administrative costs eating up half of it, and not necessarily. I like knowing the people that I help. I like being able to know the people I help, and that should be benefited from what I give. So I let Little Old Pepper know about her box expected Saturday. And again, those wedding shorts. I've been putting up shorts, and some of them they'll draw 500 views, and then others will draw less than 100. And I don't understand that. I did one of a coffee bar at the hotel, the Holiday Inn Express, over 500 views. Some of the other stuff, I still have one I need to do of the room. I want to show what the room looked like. I did a video of the room, and I've got some more from the wedding venue, the wedding I want to put up, but they're not getting many views for whatever reason. I don't know. I put some, put them to instrumental Christmas music, and just interesting. I think the algorithm is just not being kind to me right now. The YouTube algorithm not being kind to me. Yeah, that's usually the time I get up, Little and Prepper. I usually get up around 4:30, 5 o'clock. The alarm will go off at 5 o'clock. If I'm not up by then, it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock, the alarm goes off. I'm really excited about my getting hopefully I'm getting a new energetic paraprofessional. Been shorthanded. One of my paraprofessionals quit to go to work for the hospital doing telemetry, making a lot better money. I really miss her. Real sweet lady. And we do stay in touch, but haven't seen her really. She stopped by and visited, but miss her. And then my other paraprofessional that I got this year, real nice, sweet young lady, very intelligent. She just finished her bachelor's degree, and she's in the teaching program to get certified. And hopefully they're going to be giving her a class in this semester. that she's trying to get her stuff done so they've had a long-term sub. Hopefully she'll get her class and she'll make a lot better money, which she deserves it. That, you know, paraprofessionals get paid way too little. And then one of the things that's been holding it up is to get me some good help. You know, I'm supposed to have 2 full-time paraprofessionals, and one of them spends most of the day going out to classes with students. One student goes here, 2 students go there, and you know, she goes with them to make sure they are doing okay, and if we need to get them, you know, or they need to come back, you know, whatever, behave, because these are kids that, you know, behavioral issues, and when they're good, and when they're bad, they're, you know, you need 20 people to help you, and that's the way that one goes. 5 in the house, 7 likes. I know that Gil Patton has a live stream going on right now. He started doing one at the same time that I do mine, but I hadn't been doing them lately, so I guess he's pulled, I think, probably some of the people that would probably be here over with him, and maybe they'll be with him for a little while, and then they'll come over here. You know, if not, it is what it is. I don't begrudge him. So I've really thought about doing a 3 or 4 minute video every day, or at least every couple of days, of my take of the news, my summarization and my take of the news, what's going on, things that I find interesting in the news, or my interpretation of it. And a lot of people, they don't necessarily see the deeper picture. Well, why are we doing this, or why are we not doing this, or whatever? You know, energy-wise, we have the ability to be independent and to actually export. But we haven't had the leadership to really commit, like they talk about billions and billions and $1 trillion to stimulus, you know, to basically rebuild. Well, what the hell are they rebuilding? What is that money going for? What is all that money gone for? And then they give away trillions of dollars. And what, you know, what is that accomplishing? You give me $1 trillion, and I will show you we'd be building some desalination plants for desalination of salt water. We would be using the new technology to build some nuclear reactors, the smaller reactors that are very safe, that can create power to support our grid. We would be investing in reinforcing our grid using the latest technologies to prevent the grid from breaking down in case there's an EMP, protection from that. That's the type of stuff that I would be using. Rebuilding critical infrastructure. That's what I would be doing with my, you know, stimulus money. You're trying to, and just some of the decision making is just not, I don't know. Hopefully the new administration will do a lot better. I worry about that. Something else I think about, they talk about that because Trump expressed interest in acquiring Greenland. Greenland has about 500,000 residents, the population. It's largely uninhabited. And it's really a lot of ice, but a lot of natural resources. And the location where it's at, it gets you into the Arctic, and it's something that really has to be, and we've got a base there, but we, you know, acquiring it from uh, Denmark would really be something that I agree with Trump acquiring that. Likewise, uh, reclaiming the Panama Canal, in which 75% of the tonnage shipping going through it is ours. A good chunk beyond that is the Chinese. There's a massive number of Chinese people living there, and they have acquired uh, on either side, the Pacific side and the Atlantic side, they have acquired ports to run ports. And I understand Trump and his advisors being concerned about that. And I think that there's definitely reason to reclaim it, whether they like it or not. Likewise, the borders, and telling Mexico and telling Canada, you either, get it under control, or we're going to basically tariff you to death. I certainly agree with that. From the standpoint of, like, we can't take in the world's population, and then a lot of the people coming in are criminals. There have been a lot of stupid things that have been allowed to happen, and it's going to take a long time to clean that mess up. It's going to take a long time to clean that mess up, and I'm concerned about, well, yes, the president won decidedly in the election, and the Republicans did pick up 4 or 5 seats in the Senate, but it's so narrow in the House, they really can't afford to lose. That really concerns me. That concerns me. And and the fact of the matter is, you really don't have moderate Democrats. You're really not seeing moderate Democrats. At least in the House. Fetterman, I'm mildly surprised and pleased with the way Fetterman's standing up to them in the Senate. I feel a lot better about the Senate than I do about the House. And it's just going to be interesting to see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. The situation with TikTok, where the president-elect is intervening, asking the Supreme Court to hold off and to allow him the ability to negotiate. I don't use TikTok, and I know that there's probably 180 million Americans that use TikTok, I think. If I might be wrong, don't hold it to me, but I think that's something like what it is. Hello, Mama 4 Boys, welcome. I'm reminiscing about the news. Reminiscing about the news. So one positive thing is Ken Paxton filed suit against the Biden administration to prevent them from auctioning off pennies on the dollar wall materials, and it got them to stop that. And Texas was buying the stuff, and then when the Biden administration found out that it was Texas buying it, they stopped Texas from buying it because Texas is putting up border wall. And from what I understand, don't quote me, a mile of border wall costs about $25 million to put up. And it takes, where they're building a wall, because all the digging and concrete and all the forms and everything they do, and then to put the thing up, they're able to do about half a mile a week. And they're building in multiple areas, so they're probably getting a mile and a half, 2 miles a week of border wall built along the Texas border because they're building in multiple areas. But that's the state of Texas, and it's going slow. And I mean, they've had every liberal kook that comes out of the closet trying to prevent them. You know, they're being fought every step of the way. You know. So that's some of the stuff. Yes, they're they're in the process of trying to deport a lot of them. They're very upset because of all the crime, the violence that they've had, the jihadi problems that they've had. Some of these countries, you know, that we've had, that other countries have had with their immigrants. Um, yeah, there was a South Korean jet that they think it might have been a bird, but it went in, declared an emergency. About 5 minutes later, it went to land, and it did not lower its landing gear, so it belly flopped and exploded, killed like 138 people. From I think 2 people survived. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Uh, I can't wait for the Doge to get in there. They're going to require federal employees to work at the office, for one. This business about working off site and getting paid to work off site full time, that's going to stop. They're planning on reallocating them to field offices, get them out of DC. That'll be a positive. Um, they've got to get the debt situation under control. They've got to cut the amount of money they're spending. They really have to. KP Heathen, my friend, how you doing? Thank you for coming. I am giving my take on the news. And I probably, if there are any snowflakes coming through, I'm probably hurting my feelings. Somebody was asking me about these mowers. I've got quite a bit of them. There are three main. Well, they've got a type 1, type 2, type 3, hot weather. They've also got cold weather. Somebody was telling me, well, how long have they been around? And they started being used in limited numbers after the 9/11, during the wars. And they were basically I was talking to somebody who's a Marine. Well, I'd never seen those. They know about the MREs, but they've never. Well, it was the Army that had requested them for their operators, their special operators, uh, like over in Afghanistan. Very hot, and they needed them to get extra calories. You know, they're sweating off stuff and they need to get extra beverages and calories. So they basically came up with more, and like they were buying like, okay, they acquired 10,000 of them. Well, if you acquire 10,000 of them, that would probably take care of some of your elite units, smaller size elite units, some of your special op units and such, and the, you know, but that's not like, well, we got 30,000 people over there, and if you order 10,000, do you think you're going to give them to everybody? So they were limited and they were being given out. Now there's more and more of them now, but uh, at the time they were basically limiting them more to their more special ops troops. You know, the ones that were doing the duty where they don't get field kitchens. You know, they're out and about. You can't really feed them right, so that's those packs are not that big, and they've got a lot of calories in them, like 1,100 calories and 1,100 extra calories. Excuse me, sinuses. Apologies. But that's just like the cold weather. They don't make near as many of the cold weather. But the cold weather is made for really cold weather, and the main in the cold weather is freeze dried. So, you know, those mains will last 30 years or more. MREs, modular operation ration enhancements, any of that stuff is meant to be kept below 80 degrees. You store them below 80 degrees. The colder you store them, the longer they'll last. I keep it in the 70s in here. Whether I need to have the heater on or whether I need to have the AC on, I keep it in the 70s. And I've got to the point where I buy freeze dried. Yeah, I'll buy stuff which I give away. You know, I use a little bit of it, I give a lot of it away. But for my storage and my long term storage, I basically freeze dried number 10 cans, meal kits, and pails and stuff like that. Stuff that I don't have to worry about it. You know, it'll be good 25, 30 years from now, which I may not be around 25, 30 years from now. But I would say, for people who ask, a lot of the mowers that I have are 23s. So they were made last year. And they say that those components are designed for 3.5 years. The military will want to dispose of them or use them within 3.5 years. So that's what I have read. Well, I hear you. You're preaching to the choir. Like the idea of being an expat. Say something happened, God forbid my wife passed away, and I wanted to just retire and live off my retirement and not work. You know, $4,000 a month. You could live like a king over in the Philippines or somewhere over in the Pacific Rim. You could live really well on $2,000 a month. So That's something to think about. And they speak English. The two official languages in the Philippines are Tagalog and English. And then there are also a lot of Spanish speakers because at one time Spain um, had possession of the Philippines up until 1898, when we fought them, and that was one of the things that we got, and then we eventually left the Philippines. I wouldn't have left the Philippines. I would have kept it. I would have kept Cuba. When you think about all the crap that we've had to deal with from them, and I certainly wouldn't have given away the Panama Canal after we spent what we did to build the bloody thing. That was Jimmy Carter. May he rest in peace. He was a great ex-president, but he was a lousy president. The last Democrat that I really supported. And I was a kid at the time, didn't know any better, but he was from my father's home state, and my father was so happy that, Carter got elected. If he had lived to see how it turned out, he would not have been too happy with him. I've been watching a Russian TV series on Prime Video. It's about their ruler, Ivan the Great. Really interesting, really well done, but I have to really pay attention to the English subtitles. Oh, Mom, you're a baby. You're a baby. The way things are, England, Britain is not really fit for the EU, and I don't see it going back with the EU. It's going to be more aligned with us. You've got Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the United States, Great Britain, the UK. I see that as an alignment that's coming together. And then the Japanese and the Koreans, the Philippines, that'll be a big alignment. Europe, we're sort of going to let them. We're going to have positive relations with them, but we're going to let them sort of go on their own. We'll save a lot of money that way. Should get Russia off their back. Russia's not stupid enough to try to invade any of the other European countries. Poland would whoop Russia as far as a land war. They'd roll through with all their tanks that they have. The Polish, they remember the Russians, from all the crap that they remember the Germans, they remember the Russians. The Germans are nice and peaceful. Russians, not so. So, that you really wanted to get into it with Russia in a conventional fight, let the Polish take care of them. They've been rearming. Yeah, they've got a lot of problems, a lot of thug problems, which they could take care of. They could take care of it. I'd hope that the royal family, the king, and I think you're going to have a new king fairly soon. Hopefully, he'll be better than his father, which hadn't been king for long, but really his not really that useful. I would hope that they'd clean house. That was one of the reasons why they separated from the EU, is they wanted to basically be able to close their border. The EU wanted to accept whoever wanted to come through. Yeah. Well, I mean, look at the big cities. You look at the big cities. Um, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Chicago, Atlanta, Houston. Now, Houston tries because Texas is a red state. Dallas, New York, oof, Baltimore, um, they've got massive problems. Thug violence. And then you've got the prison gangs, and you've got the cartel gangs from South America coming through. They got to clean that up. That's one of the things that they're not fighting him that much about, because they know that the people want to deal with the thugs. That he said the first thing they're going to do is they're going to clean up the gangs, and they're going to clean up the 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 violent illegals, the criminal illegals. They're going to clean those up. That might be 1 million of them. If there's 25, 30 million of them here, that might be the first 1 million. And that'll take a while to do. Well, that will go faster because they're a known quantity. They're they're known to be causing trouble, and they get arrested and then they get released. So they know how to find them. They'll clean that up at a certain amount of time, and then I think we're going to take some casualties doing it, because they're going to want to fight back. A lot of they're armed, and they're not going to want to go without fighting. So and as you have more incidents of law enforcement getting injured, or God forbid killed, when it makes the population, especially with the news gets out about it, pisses off the people, and even pisses off the immigrants, because it's like they're making them look bad. Hello again, Bud Files. Please leave a like to support the channel. 8 in the house, 9 likes. But and I felt obligated to say, water, bottled water, canned food items, stuff that's easy to open, shelf life, several year shelf life, medication, the ability to heat water, preps. You need to, FEMA will tell you need to be able to survive for a week before they get here. You need to have all that stuff. You need to have a good emergency radio. You need to have put flashlights, or some way to lighting. All the emergency supplies that you should really have. Hygiene, water purification tablets, ability to boil water. Feel the need to mention that about preparedness. Also feel the need to talk about cash. Have quarters for machines, have dollar bills, have $30, $40 in ones. Vending machines take dollars. A lot of them are manual type machines, so they'll work even when the power's down. Try to save. Bills come first. Know where every dollar's going. If you can, save 15% a month. On $1,000, that'd be $150. Try to save something. Have a savings account regularly put in. You got money left over, save it. Try to build up a 2-3 month emergency fund to pay for, something happens, money gets disrupted, you lose your job, or something happens, you can pay your bills. Try to pay off your debts. Dave Ramsey, who ad nauseum will talk about a debt snowball, where you basically pick the smallest one, Just pay and pay and pay until you get paid off, and then go to the next one. And then don't use credit. Don't buy on credit. Now, yeah, you're going to buy a house on credit, and you may want to be able to buy a car on credit, but anything else, don't buy on credit. You don't. Interest rates are so high right now. You don't want to buy a house. You don't want to buy a car. Wait for the interest rates to go down. 1% in interest represents thousands of dollars, in interest payments. I would too. It's the big cities. It's the big cities that are a real problem. The big blue cities. I mean, if you look at the map of the electorate, most of the country's red. Most of the counties are red, and then you got little blobs, which are where the big cities are. Little blobs of the blue, which is where all the socialists live. And I mean, if you look at California, about 2/3 of the vote went to Harris, about 1/3 to Trump. But all that's in the big, California's population, what, 44 million? And they're all grouped up along the coast. They're all grouped up along the coast. If you go inland, it's all red. It's those cities along the coast. Oh, I tell you what, I hated going through Houston. You know, Houston's the largest city in Texas. It's one of the one of the biggest cities in the United States population-wise. I hated that. We took some toll roads, freeways, didn't have near the, and when we went, we were blessed that we didn't have the traffic problems. Other people who went said they had some traffic issues. We didn't have traffic issues. We're using a MapQuest, where told us, how to drive to get to where we're going. And, we went on a Saturday and we came back on a Sunday. But, 45 minutes to get on the other side of town. And you're driving the freeway and you're doing 55, 60 miles an hour, and it's taking you 45 minutes to get on the other side of town, because we were going from the south over to the north. North suburb, Spring, Texas. The suburbs are nice. They got a lot of nice shopping, a lot of nice houses, and then you got inner city Houston. It's just you don't want to be near it. Yeah, ugh. Ugh. Uh, and I mean, the people that they elect, God almighty. There's one of them that died recently. He was horrible. Horrible. Hateful. Very hateful. Just, just horrible that we'd have to deal with. 7 in the house, 9 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Schools are not the way they used to be. I was talking to my wife. We were talking about raising kids. And you know, the scriptures talk about spare the rod, spoil the child, or spare the rod, damn the child. And, you know, you spank a child when they're small, and you'll never have to touch them when they get older, and they'll always respect you, and, you know, teach them. When they're little, they learn. That's when they're really soaking up. Like when a child is young, they can learn multiple languages. Like over in Europe, they learn 3 or 4 languages. And they're not geniuses. Those are just the average people. You know, average intelligence. The geniuses can learn 10 languages or more. And, you know, we tend to be a monolingual people. The British, the Irish, the Scottish, the UK, monolingual people. It's really good to be able to speak Spanish here. Spanish would be the second language. English is really becoming the lingua franca around the world, is the main language around the world. At one time it was French, at one time it was Spanish for large portions of the world. Now it's English. Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about how your move went, getting straightened out. You know, you look at any of Idaho Garden Girl's older videos of her gardening and of her orchard and all of her fruit and so I mean just, you know, just God Almighty. And then now she's moved. It's like, well, try to get that all set up again. You know, and it takes years and years to get an orchard going, where you start getting, you know, we've been planting fruit trees and trying to get fruit, you know, like our peach trees. 5, 6 years, still not getting any peaches. I don't know. So Enrique Trevino, how you doing, Enrique? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for like number 11. Yeah, we've got banana trees. Not getting bananas yet, but we got banana trees. Different size ones, small ones, and I got some that are like, you know, they're like 12 feet tall. And we haven't had a freeze yet, so a lot of my stuff is still viable, still looks pretty good because it's just getting water. But wait till we get a hard freeze, and all of our annual stuff is going to go. Waiting for that to happen. And my wife wants me to take down a real nice pecan tree in the backyard because she says it's going to make it hard to try to get the trailer in and out, you know, and, you know, gotta take bids, you know, and get that tree down. And since there's no leaves now, now's the time to do it. And I've got one out in the front yard that's like dying and in a bad way, and I've been taking it down, trimming it back and taking it down, so if it does fall, it's not going to fall in the house. But that's another one I want to get rid of. And the going rate on that's like probably about $1,000 a tree. You know, so it's like, when I was younger, I'd done it myself because I've got chainsaws and everything. Yeah, well, I've been talking about what's going on in the news, different things in the news, you know, that's happening. My take on the news. I'm saying I might start doing a 2 or 3 minute video every couple of days. My take on the news. Uncle Al says I need to do at least 2 videos a week. That might be something I can get a couple of videos out on. My 2 or 3 minute take on my interpretation of what's going on in the news. Talking about my daughter's wedding, and I've loaded up some shorts, 15, 20-second shorts of. I've got a bunch more to load up, but it's like they're getting very few views. very few views. And, just pretty stuff. Just the venue where we had out was just beautiful, just taking short images of the 15, 20 seconds of this and that and panoramic stuff of just the way the place looked. You would have thought, go back in time a couple of hundred years, and that's the way things, looked back then. Just talking about stuff like that. I did get Little on Purpose box out. She should get it Saturday. I uploaded video and I uploaded short. And the short basically talks about it, the first minute of the video, which is about 9 minutes long. You watch the video and it shows what all's in her box. It's a follow-up box, so it's different stuff from what I normally put in a box, an initial box. So that's where we're at, Enrique. Well, thank you. Yeah, I did three shorts, and they're all like panoramic. One of them is of a real nice fountain, and you can just listen to the water. Beautiful. About a 15-second short. And then a couple more just panoramic of like the setting, like the exterior of the chapel where the wedding was held. I did one from the porch, and then I did one looking from the other direction where you can see what the chapel looked like. 15, 20-second shorts. I'd appreciate if you could look at them and leave likes. It'd be greatly appreciated. For whatever reason, the algorithm isn't pushing them out. So I doubt they're going to, the only ones they're going to see are the ones that basically look at my stuff. It's not going out the way they normally would push it out. That's not happening. Anyway, 7 in the house and 11 likes. I'm going to try to do a short every day this week. I'm going to try to do a live stream every day this week. I'm not working, so I shouldn't be like dragging at the end of the day. And I'm going to start working on the next box, which will probably be Devil Dog Prepper. And then, I'm trying to give back to people. And his will be an initial box, so I'll probably do a video of that. Please look at the video of Little on Prepper's box if you would. Look at the short. Leave likes. And the other thing I talked about was, for whatever reason, I have lost a bunch of channels. I'm now below 1,800. I got down to 1795, and then I just picked one back up. It's like, well, I'm not going to do another 1,800 subscriber giveaway because I already did it, and I dropped below. I was at 1,831 the weekend of the wedding, which was like 10 days ago. And I don't know what's going on. I do not know what's going on. Why supposedly the algorithm is deleting channels that really don't, they're inactive, not looking at my stuff or whatever. And I don't know. I feel like YouTube's picking on me. So if you haven't, go back, everybody, and make sure that you've hit the bell icon so you receive notifications. Hopefully you will receive notifications. The other thing is, I've had a couple of different people tell me that they're getting advisories notifying them that my material is questionable. I don't forget how they told me, but that they got a warning about my material or my content or whatever. I guess they feel like I'm some sort of subversive. I'm one of those horrible people that clings to their Bibles and their guns, and I'm in one of those flyover locations, taking the red pill. So that's sort of where I'm at right now. 6 in the house, 11 likes. And every day when I get up, I'm 62 years old, so every day when I get up, I thank God for the day. When I don't get up, I won't know it. Next thing I'll know, it'll be Judgment Day, and don't know how much time will have gone by, but I'll be, the judgment. And I pray daily that I'm forgiven for my sins. Treat people the way you want to be treated. I get up, I take my medication, drink my coffee, say the Lord's Prayer. When I pray for stuff, I don't pray for aggrandizement. I don't pray for wealth. I pray for the ability to take care of my business, take care of my family, that kind of stuff. Safety, traveling mercies, you know. So I will plan on being back tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. I appreciate y'all coming in this evening. I know there are other people out there doing live streams, and it is what it is. I'm not competing with anybody, but you know, I'm lost a lot of my following because I hadn't been doing videos with my wife's illness and my illness and everything, you know, being sick and all, just not doing live streams. People drop away from you. So thank you, everybody. Please have a blessed day, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Bye-bye.